Hello everyone, this is Dr. Joe Dione, and thank you for joining me this week. It is officially spring, and with the warmer weather comes an increase of sun exposure. And while we do want to be outdoors, making certain we get plenty of fresh air and exercise, we want to make sure that we take precautions to decrease our risk from sun exposure. In this video, we will talk about some helpful ways to do so. First, I would like to take a moment to talk about some of the risks involved with sun exposure in adults. More than 5 million Americans are treated for skin cancer every year. The majority of cases of skin cancer are found in individuals over the age of 65 years. And less than half of adults over 65 years of age wear sunscreen when outside for more than 1 hour on a warm, sunny day. Next, I'd like to discuss some ways to protect ourselves from the sun. First, we can stay in the shade as often as possible. And we want to make sure that we're always using appropriate sunscreen and applying as directed, especially if we get wet, like in swimming, we want to reapply shortly after. Wearing a wide-brimmed hat is a great way to keep sun out of our eyes and off of our face. And wearing clothing down to the ankles or a lightweight long-sleeve shirt can be very helpful in protecting our legs and arms. Also, there are a lot of companies now that we can purchase SPF embedded into the clothing, and it's very lightweight, and that's a great way to protect us from the sun as well. And we also want to make certain that we are doing this starting off on those warm 60-degree days in the spring all the way through until we start to have colder weather in the fall. Oftentimes we think of these things of protecting ourselves from the sun on those hot days in July, but we don't want to forget about the importance of doing these things any day that it's very sunny out. When discussing sun exposure, it is important to discuss the ABCDEs of moles. Moles or sunspots are increased areas of pigmentation on our skin, and we often find more of them as we age. Here I will walk you through some things to do when you find a mole on yourself or someone close to you that can assist you in determining if you should go talk to your doctor or see a dermatologist about that. A stands for asymmetrical shape. If you have a mole where one half is very different from the other half, then we would call that asymmetrical. Next, we want to look at the border or the edges of the mole. If they are notched or very irregular, then that is of concern. C is for color, so if there are multiple colors, a changing color over time, or an uneven color throughout the mole, then you do want to have that looked at by a specialist. D stands for diameter, which is the distance across from one side to the other of the mole. If it is larger than 1/4 inch or roughly the size of a pencil eraser, then you do want to seek medical attention for that. And E is evolving, or if it's changing in size, shape, color, or height, then you definitely want to have somebody take a look at that. So if you have any of these or a combination of some of them, you definitely want to bring it up to your physician at your next visit and have appropriate follow-ups with the dermatologist if they deem that it is appropriate. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. I hope you found this information about sun exposure and ways to decrease the risk helpful, and I wish everyone a healthy and happy spring and summer.